Hi there, it's Dale Elena here. I haven't done a video for a really long time, and I've had plenty of time. I did a job between August and October this year in Brighton, shooting a new TV series, sort of a bunch of tele features. So I shot the first one. So that was like a movie length episodic thing that's going to be on ITV next year. And other than that, I've been doing very little. So lockdown number 2 in London in the UK has been not that different from the rest of my life in general. And now we're back out of lockdown, but we're still in sort of restrictions. But I've just been at home going cycling a lot. I'm wearing my Cyclist Republic California sweatshirt today because I've just been having a lazy day at home, cleaning my bicycle because it's been really mucky weather and I've been doing some long rides. But yeah, time for me to catch up with a video. I haven't done one for a really long time, so I thought I'd better check one out and say hello to people who might be out there again and just whether they've been wondering what I've been up to. So yeah, not a lot is the answer. I've been just trying to manage myself and not put a huge amount of pressure on myself and just kind of, in general, just kind of living. And that's been really good. It's been a little lonely at times, and it hasn't been amazing for my transition because I've really learnt this year that a lot of your social transition needs a social life, strangely. And so I haven't been getting dressed up and going out and catching up with people. I haven't been having lunch with people or, meeting people in a cafe for a coffee or something. Although I've met a couple of friends recently for just like a walk, which has been really wonderful. A director I worked with a few years ago, she and I had a walk around my neighborhood the other day, and that was really fun. It was so nice to see her, and that's been really good because it's like actually have a conversation with someone that's not just like scrolling on my phone and on Twitter or something like that. Yeah, so without that social aspect, the transition's quite difficult because you don't have anything to kind of measure yourself against. You just have yourself. I'm put a bit of weight on during the year. I'll be the first to admit, and I've been working really hard at getting back out on my bicycle because I've had the time. And I used to be a racing cyclist when I was a teenager, and I loved it. But I kind of gave it up because I also wanted to have a career, real jobs doing things other than cycling. And this year's actually given me a lot of time to get back out there on the road, literally the time in the day to go out on my bicycle in the daytime and clock up some kilometers and miles and things. And so I've been occasionally jumping on the train and going out of the city and then cycling home. So yesterday? No, the day before, on Thursday, I went out to Bletchley, home of Bletchley Park, famous code cracking place from the Second World War, and cycled home, which is about 90 kilometres. And then a couple of days before that, I cycled around Surrey because I really wanted to explore the Surrey countryside, and it was a sunny day, which was nice. And then also Box Hill, which is quite a famous cycling hill climb on the edge of Surrey as you come up a hill into what becomes the Thames Valley eventually. That was really good. I've got absolutely no strength in my body whatsoever. I can attest, there's a lot of debate about trans people in sports and trans women particularly, trans women being ex-men, debatably taking up women's sports and then competing and winning everything, which has not proven to be the case. And I can just attest from my own personal point of view, like having been a cyclist for a very long time, my stamina is very good now. Like I can go out and ride all day now after a few months of cycling, and that's great. That's just training. But my strength is it's just not there. It's just like it's a shadow of what it was. That kind of came for free in a sort of more, when I had testosterone. I could climb up a hill, and I can climb now, but it's just at some different times I'm just like, oh my god, I just don't have the power. I just cannot push that gear. I can't stomp my way up. As I get fitter, I'm better, but it's just not the same. I kind of know that because my testosterone is lower than cis women's testosterone because of my HRT. I don't think I'd be competing in the women's categories with any sort of advantages, to be honest with you. I think I'd be really happy to race, and I'd be sitting in the back of the pack somewhere, I think, because they would just kick my ass, I would say. But regardless, I've been loving the cycling. It's been getting me out of the house and exploring it in a year that's been very much like being shut in. So it's given me a chance to kind of just get out into the countryside and, be out on my own with my thoughts, with no music, because I think it's unsafe to ride with headphones. I've got ones that, where are they? They're here. That kind of go over your ears, and just like they're meant to be like bone conducting, so they kind of meant to push the sound through your cheekbone and things. They don't sound very good though, to be honest with you. So I rode them a couple times, and I was just like, oh, not sure I really like that. So I tend to just have my own thoughts and just think about things. I end up singing songs a lot to myself when I'm cycling for 2 or 3 hours, whichever song's been stuck in my head. Levitating, I think that's one Dua Lipa song that's been in my head quite a lot the last few days. So God, I'm just a constant rambler, aren't I? But what else has been going on with me? I have work, but not for a little while. Like a lot of the film industry, it's been pushed aside till next year. So I'm just here at home, watching YouTube videos a lot. I seem to have been sucked into during this year, and love watching cycling ones. There's some fantastic ones if people are interested, and I can link to them. Watching lots of I'm a bit of a motorhead, I think, because I ride a motorcycle and I've always liked the design of cars, but I'm not really like a gearhead in that respect. I just kind of like the look of them and things, and the shapes. And I've kind of fallen down a rabbit hole of classic cars, beautiful classic cars, being converted to electric propulsion, which I think is just fantastic, because it's not throwing away all these incredible design products from the last century. Some of the old cars are so beautiful. And if you can put an electric motor in them, they actually drive better than they ever have. And I kind of love the idea of that. I've been looking at, my dream of dreams. I haven't got the money to, but if I moved out of London and I needed a car, I was looking the other day at like a late 80s BMW station wagon, estate car. So like there's a touring model of a 325, and it's really sporty looking, but kind of long. And, you can carry things. You can put bicycles in the back or bikes on the roof or whatever. And I thought, wow, it'd be really cool to buy something like that, run it for a couple of years on the petrol motor. And then when you're starting to know you're going to need to start doing work on it, because it's got really low miles, even though it's like 1989, the one I was looking at, dreaming about, you could then swap out the electric motor for the ICE motor, the internal combustion engine. And then you'd have this very cool car that just had oodles of style, but just drove nicely and didn't break down, didn't need an oil change and all that sort of stuff. So, so my mechanical ability is not amazing. I like a bit of techie engineering, but bicycle's kind of about like my limits in some ways. I'm just kind of getting better and better at sorting out my own bicycle after many years of being a cyclist, thanks to watching YouTube videos. I do love that. I just love the idea though of like, this I'm a bit of a futurist as well, and the idea that you can put electric motors into old cars and revive them, and it's just like a great gateway into the idea of electric cars in general, because it's such a beautiful, familiar thing to look at and then say, it's not just like upgrading, it's not just like tuning it into a modern car, it's kind of improving the original car as well. There's debate about the joy of an engine and the noise and things like that. I don't really care about that. I kind of think, wow, but it'll handle better and it'll be faster and it'll be smoother. And, I think that's just something really exciting. And anything that ushers in a world where we've got less noise, less pollution, recycling these brilliant old artifacts of our historical design past. And I think there's something about an old car, especially with an electric motor, and it's a bit like a transition, isn't it? It's like an update. You're kind of like, don't throw that old body away, just update it with some estrogen or something. I suppose there's a theme I haven't really thought about before, but I like the idea of just like keeping these things going, not throwing them out, updating them, resto modding them, like tweaking them a bit. And that's just exciting. I kind of excited about the future by watching these videos, because I'm kind of just see this future that could be, it's just around the corner and we're almost getting there. I can't afford a car. I haven't owned a car in like 13 years, but I've got my motorbike, and I thought about maybe I need to sell that or something at some point. But I'll hang on to it and keep looking after it, because I think that's a good thing to do. Just like cherish it and have it for years and years and years. Maybe if I move out of London and go live somewhere where I can go cycling more easily into the countryside rather than having to take a train, then I might need a car, and then I would love to get an electric car. That'd be really cool. God, I could ramble. I often think, should I edit these and just kind of cut them down, or just get back on topic? But I haven't done one for such a long time. I thought it'd be nice just to have a chat, and then I thought, I plan to do a few more of these and kind of get back into some sort of schedule. Because it's nice to do them more regularly, and it's not like I haven't got the time. So maybe for December and January, before I start my next contract again, I'll try and do at least one a week. And I actually have a list of things I can talk about, and I would love to do a video on each one. I think that's probably a really good idea to keep my thoughts a bit more coherent. Okay, so yeah, I think I just needed to have a little bit of a chat to myself or yourselves online here, and just wanted to kind of like say hi to everyone again. I'm doing well. I'm generally pretty happy. I've been less lonely, I have to admit, but I'm also kind of happy. I'm kind of getting out and keeping myself busy and doing things and thinking about things a lot, and learning stuff, trying to learn things as much as I can, and just trying to just live really and kind of enjoy it. And I hope you are too. And hopefully you've managed to get this far, and hopefully I'll do something a little bit more coherent next time. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time. Bye.